Hey guys, Brian Delivers You the Goods here. I was trying to do this video earlier today, but things were happening, and uh, it's a long story, but basically we're just dealing with some shit. But uh, other than that, my day's going okay. It's a little better than it was yesterday. But we're gonna talk about the best and worst songs of July 2024 that I got a chance to go through this whole month to let you know what I've listened to for this best songs, because I'm going to start with the best section right now. So let's dive into this special video. It's from 21 to 1. That's how I'm breaking it down. And then the last few songs will be, well, I don't really include the worst section to be top tier or whatever I decide to do, but other than that, let's go ahead and dive into this special video. Now, at number 21 is for the best section is Fever 333 Higher Power. Great track. I was really surprised with Jason Allen Butler's doing the screaming vocals and his regular vocals. But overall, this track was a banger. It definitely had a lot of great drum work. The rapping section was hit or miss, but other than that, this track did work and flowed very well for what it went for. So I had to put it at the top tier, the very top of the list, because it's not one of the best songs, but it is a pretty good song. So it had to make it to this list. So number 21 is Fever 333 Higher Power. Number 20 is Eminem with Toby, featuring Big Sean and Babytron. I do like the rapping in this song. It's much better, and this track did work for what it went for. Babytron's rapping with the Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider. I was like, okay. I'm like, huh. But still, the rapping was pretty good in this track from Babytron, Big Sean, and Eminem. So I did like how this song flowed, and it was pretty good. So number 20 is Eminem with Toby, featuring Big Sean and Babytron. Number 19 is Chrissy Costanza with 7 Minutes in Hell, featuring Voila. I really like this track. Not one of the best songs of the month, but it is a strong song to be on the best songs list. But I like Chrissy's vocals in this track. It sounds really nice, really good for most of it, and this track worked as a solo song of hers. So, who knows, maybe we'll get a solo album from her in due time. But we'll come to find out later on down the road in the next few months or so. We'll just wait and see what the future holds for her in her music career. So pretty much number 19 is Chrissy Costanza with 7 Minutes in Hell, featuring Voila. Number 18 is Victoria Justice with Down. I do dig this track. Victoria Justice's lyrical writing has been so much better, and the melodies have sounded very interesting, and I've been very impressed with her material as of lately in the 2020s era. So basically, I would give this a great score. It's a 5 out of 5. It's still a strong track, and I recommend it. Number 18 is Victoria Justice with Down. Number 17 is Bad Flower with Teacher Has a Gun. Pretty strong song. It's basically talking about the mindset of Josh, the lead singer, who apparently thinks he's seeing things like everyone has a gun and all that, and is shooting people, and it's like, what the fuck? I think this has to do with the mass shooting stuff and gun-on-gun violence thing, and basically, it's depicting about that, but also depicting about mental health in that certain topic. So it's basically describing that in a way, that the gun-on-gun violence that's happening in the United States as of lately. So don't mean to get too political, it's just what's happening around the world. It's happening everywhere, so it's not just America. but other places too as well. So at number 17 was Bad Flower with Teacher Has a Gun, but in a certain section in the music video, it showed that everyone was just using their phones towards the end of the video. Then the gun scene starts coming in. Gun scene for everyone shooting people and all that is just, it was weird. It was an odd video, but it made sense. So, in its own way, it made sense. Number 16 is Lil Nas X with Here We Go. Pretty strong song for what it went for. I really dig this one. Lil Nas X is very underrated to me, at least. I mean, with his last record, Montero, I was really enjoying that record. Not every song was great from it, but there were some strong tracks for how they sounded. So basically, Here We Go is the theme song to the Beverly Hills Cop movie Axel F, the fourth film in the Beverly Hills Cop movie series. But overall, I think the track did work for how it sounded. It was tweaked, it mixed a lot, and it did seem a little annoying, but I still dig it. It sounded pretty good, and Lil Nas X's rapping was pretty enjoyable. Number 15 is Beyond Unbroken with Lost and Broken. Recently just came out on July 31st. It is a strong track. As of today, it came out. But it is a strong track, and Monty Money's clean vocals are pretty enjoyable, and Michael Money's screaming and death growl vocals are quite outstanding. So this track works for what it goes for. And mixing and production, it's pretty strong. Number 14 is Starset with Degenerate. Pretty strong track. Weird one too with how it sounds, but I do dig it. With the melody, but the visualizer video is fucking weird for sure. But I think the music video itself was interesting. But I don't know. This song was pretty good, but not one of my favorites of the month. But it had to make it at a certain spot on the list, so it was still enjoyable, but I had a few critiques with this one. So maybe they'll be dropping a new album in due time. And yes, this song came out on July 5th of this month, so not too long ago, like 4 weeks ago, I think. But it's still an interesting track. Number 13 is Attack Attack with Blood on the Walls. Came out on July 19th. An enjoyable track. Chris's vocals are pretty enjoyable for how they sound. And the guitar solos were epic for this song. So I really dig that about this track. So it was a great song. And it had to be at number 13. Number 12 is Memphis Mayfire with Necessary Evil, a recent track that I just got done listening to a little bit ago. I didn't review it because I don't know if I feel the need to review it. I'll probably will review it, but I haven't decided. I've listened to the track already, but it is enjoyable. It's just the rapping and how the melody is sounding. It wasn't something to put in the top 10, at least, but close to it, because there were still enjoyable moments through this track, with Maddie Mullins' regular singing, but execution-wise, I think this track was fine. So, number 12 is Memphis Mayfire with Necessary Evil. Number 11 is Mayday Parade. It's pretty good to feel something. Pretty good track. It's very upbeat and positive, and I really like Derek's vocals in this track. Sounds really good, and execution-wise, this track did pull it off with what they were going for. Came out on July 11th this month, so like 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 3 as of now, but still enjoyable. So, at number 11 was Mayday Parade with It's Pretty Good to Feel Something. Number 10 is One OK Rock with Delusional. Had to be in the top 10 at the very top. It's not one of the best tracks of the month, but it is a strong track to put in the top 10. I think Taka's vocals sounded really amazing in this track. It is a little in your face and political, this track, with what it's describing itself as. It's talking about the hardships of struggling in America as of lately, and how inflation's going up and other things happening in the world too. So basically, this song is a little politically driven. But if you enjoy it for the music it's going for, it is an enjoyable song for what it tries to go for. So number 10 is One OK Rock with Delusional. Number 9 is Sick Puppies with There Goes the Neighborhood. Great track. Definitely an amazing song for their return. Their new album, Wave the Bull, comes out on March 28th, 2025. So unfortunately, we gotta wait another 7.5 months till the new record comes out. So it's like, well, they better not release another single for a little bit. Maybe like 5 months or so. I mean, they can release another single if they want, but it's just, I think they should put it off until next year for the next single. Just for a little while. Because I think we'll be satisfied with at least this song for now. It's still a great track, and Brian's vocals were quite outstanding. Even his scream vocals were pretty good. But I think they should have at least, even if they made the announcement, they should have at least had this album come out at the end of this year. Technically, like November or December. It doesn't really matter when. Just at least don't make us wait this fucking long. So I was a little disappointed to hear that, but it's what it is. So number 9 was Sick Puppies with There Goes the Neighborhood. Give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, sorry about that. I just had to answer what my sister was calling me for. So yeah, number 9 was Sick Puppies with There Goes the Neighborhood. Number 8 is Cane Hill with Fade. Pretty good track for what it goes for. It's a shorter version, which wasn't of my interest, but I do like this track for how it sounds. Elijah Wood's vocals are pretty amazing, even scream-wise. Clean vocal-wise, it sounds really nice. Very melodic, but does have a good punch with the drum work and guitar work, meaning it's definitely a favorite. Number 8 was Cane Hill with Fade. Now number 7 is the same song, Cane Hill, Fade Into You. Great track for sure. I like the extended edition to this song. Sounds a lot better. And the extended edition for this song was amazing. And I like Elijah Wood's vocals in this track. But overall, this track executed very flawlessly. So at number 7 is Cane Hill with Fade Into You. Number 6 is Fit for a King with Technium, featuring The Plot in You, which is Brandon Towers, or Landon Towers, I meant to say. I said Brandon by mistake, sorry about that. Pretty much this track worked with Ryan Kirby's screaming. This track was aggressive as fuck, and it sounded amazing. And I really enjoyed this track. It had to be near the top 5, but there are better songs than this. But it's still a strong track, and it had to be in close to the end of the top 10 tier. Close to the very bottom, almost near the top 5. But there is another song that made it in the top 5 that is at the number 5 spot. So you will find out in just a second. But Landon Towers' screaming vocals were amazing too. And this track overall worked with the aggressive drum work, the aggressive guitar work, the aggressive vocal ranges from Ryan Kirby and Landon Towers screaming in this track. It sounded amazing. So one of the best tracks so far this month. One of them. Number 5 is Oceano with The Price of Pain. I do like Adam's screaming vocals in this track. It sounds amazing. And this track is more deathcore leaning, and it's going to be on their new album, coming out on August 30th, I believe. I can't remember the album's name, but I will have to look into it again on Wikipedia, but in 4 weeks it's going to be out, the new Oceano album. And I do love this band already. Wounds Never Heal was my favorite song from them back in May or so. I think that's when it came out. I can't remember, but it was a little while ago. I think it was like late May or something like that, but still. Great track, The Price of Pain. Weird music video, but still amazing for how it sounds. So number 5 was Oceana with The Price of Pain. Number 4 is Arch Enemy with Dream Stealer. I like Alyssa's screaming vocals with how it sounds. And she almost sounds like Anders Frieden from In Flames, but in a good way. This track works for what it goes for. They are basically a progressive metalcore band in a way, and they sound good. Heavy metal, metalcore kind of stuff, and this track worked. It came out recently, as of today, but it's still a great track, and it had to make it on this list. Number 3 is Bad Flower with Detroit. Great track, very uplifting, very positive, and definitely a song to hear live, for sure. I do like how this track sounds overall, and I can't wait for a new Bad Flower record. Hopefully it turns out to be amazing, but we'll just wait and see come when they announce it. So overall, number 3 was Bad Flower with Detroit. Number 2 is Seether with Judas Mind. Had to be in the final 2 spots. There's one more spot, and I think you know what song I'm going to pick for number 1. But still, Sean Morgan's vocals are amazing in this track. Screaming-wise, this track was pretty aggressive. But it was a heavy track, and one of the best Seether songs I've listened to in a long time. It's as good as stuff from their last record, and maybe from the Finding Beauty and era or something. I'm not sure, but it's still a great track. It sounds amazing. Vocally and instrumentally, it's amazing. So, I do like this track. And it had to be at the number 2, the runner-up to the best song of July 2024, which you're going to find out in just a second. So, at number 2 is Seether with Judas Mind. Alright, number 1, drum roll, please. As I Lay Dying, The Cave We Fear to Enter. I had to put this at number 1. It was one of the best songs of the month. Even though their last single, Burden, which came out in April, I think this is one of their best tracks so far of the year. One of them. I don't know if it's best song of the year, but we will find out in the next few months or so. But still, it's a great song. That sounds amazing vocally, and Tim's screaming vocals are quite outstanding. And I know there's a bit of controversy with this band, but I'm going to look past that because I can separate the art from the artist with this band. At least with this band. Because they still make great music. And they're very entertaining of a band. So I would recommend checking out The Cave We Fear to Enter. One of the best tracks of the month of July 2024. And it had to be the best song of July 2024 on my list. Alright, now we're getting to the worst section. Starting with number 1. I don't do it from 6 to 1 with this one, but Lisa Rockstar was a song that came out in late June, like June 28th, I believe. But I put it on this list because I forgot to put it on June's list, so I just added it to the July section. It's not a good song. It's disappointing. And she sounded annoying in this track with how she was rapping, how she was saying repetitive lyrics like, Lisa, can you teach me Japanese, and all that shit and all that. It was cringy. So, number 1 was Lisa Rockstar. Number 2 is Kesha Joyride. This song is horrible. Kesha has kind of collapsed with her career, and not in a good way. And I know she got out of that business deal with that guy that fucked her over and did some shit to her. Um, like, I don't know. There was a lot of shit going on with her back in like 2016 or so, after she did her Warrior album and all that. But overall, I think this track was not her best. Not even close to her best. It was one of the worst. So number 2 is Kesha with Joyride. Number 3 is Katy Perry, Woman's World. Bubblegum pop bullshit. For sure. I didn't like it. I thought this song was cringe. And just what she's trying to say in this track, it's a woman's world, is like, okay, maybe misogynistic at best. I don't know. It was just something weird. I just don't know. It was not well written, not well produced or mixed, and Katy Perry sucked in this song. This was one of her worst tracks so far of this month. Number 4 is Big Sean with Yes. This song is ear-gratingly annoying when he says yes, 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 yes. He does it in a loop for like almost 10 times. And it's so fucking annoying when he does that after he raps it. And this song was his worst. And his new album, Bigger, Better Me Than You, comes out August 9th. So next week. I'm not prepared for the record. I'm going to be honest. It's probably going to suck. So, number 4 was Big Sean with Yes. Number 5 was Post Malone with Guy for That, featuring Luke Combs. This track was repetitive and boring. I wasn't a fan of this. I was hoping this wouldn't have sucked, but it just, for 2 minutes and 44 seconds, at least it goes by quick, but it's not a good song. It's too boring and dull of a track for me. So, number 5 is Post Malone with Guy for That. And finally, at number 6 is MGK and Jelly Roll with Lonely Road. Sounds like MGK's going country with this song, and it's like, but you're not a country artist. I wouldn't even try. Like, the dude flip-flops and alternates with certain genres he wants to go with. This dude is a loser. In real life and music, scene-wise. But overall, I think Jelly Roll could have done better with being in a different song with a different artist or band or whatever. It didn't matter. But still, he's been in terrible features. He's been in terrible songs with terrible bands, terrible artists as their featured artists. But overall, yeah, Lonely Road with MGK and Jelly Roll was bad. So that's going to be it for the best and worst songs of July 2024 video. I hope you enjoyed this special video this afternoon, and I will be returning to you for more content in due time. Thanks for watching.